Auction time. This is the 6H series auction. 6H01 is the large blade I started on video. I finished up just by sharpening the edges, right? So I started it on video from a pre-napped biface, and I tried to get a nice thin biface out of it. It's a 7-to-1 ratio with the thickness ratio. It's made of very fussy but high-grade dacite. I say it's high grade because it's consistent, right? It is very fussy and it does present problems on the edges where it crushes a lot. It won't support the kind of flakes you want to drive unless it's, basically perfect on the edge. It has to be well ground and just the right strength to support the initiation of the flake that you want. And if you want a big long flake or a big flat one, the edge has to be very strong. That's the problem with it. But it's consistent, so it's high grade, and I like making small points out of this stuff, so I saved the flakes from this for smaller points. But some people like these big blades, so I'm going to offer this in the auction. Yeah. And it was gifted to me. The original biface was a gift. And it was kind of like a challenge as well. Okay. Anyways, what is the dimensions on this? I don't know what the name of this type of dacite or obsidian is. Right? I don't know. Sorry about that. Almost 7 3/4 inches long by almost 2 3/4. Yeah, wide. Yeah, there really isn't a distinction chemically or on the molecular level between this and obsidian. But as nappers, we'd like to separate these materials into dacites and obsidians. The dacite usually does not have translucency as much as obsidian does. For example, it also naps a little bit differently. See, it's only going to be translucent near the very edge. This is almost jet black, which is some of my favorite stuff. The darker the dacite, the better. All right. So there you go. 6H02. I made this last night and this morning. I finished this off this morning. This is a banded type of dacite. It's not translucent. See that? Except only around the edges. But it has banding in it. It's a nice material. It's easier to nap than the previous one. This stuff is easier, but it snaps in half more easily as well. So I would put it in the high grade category of dacite, but it's borderline because of how easy it snaps. Almost 5 inches by 1.5 inches. What type is this? I don't know what type. I just like this style of point. So if I'm going to make something quickly, like I was doing with this one, I'll just default to this type of point. This or a 1/4 notch is usually what I do when I'm trying to do something quickly. Yeah, contracting stem of some sort, either basal notched or a 1/4 notched. Okay, I did sharpen it all the way around, but I picked at it mainly. It's not super thin as far as the edge goes. The ratio on this one, I didn't even check. Let's say that's 40. And it's about a 5 millimeter thick. So it's about 8-to-1, between 7-to-1 and 8-to-1, because it does have little lumps in it. If you're curious. Alrighty. It is very sharp. I tried to get all the step fractures out. It wasn't that easy. Dacite is known to be tricky. It'll dive in a lot also if it's if it's being fussy or if the contours are not just right. It's got to be very convex to run these big flakes across the middle. Short flakes that don't go past the middle are not that bad on this stuff. All right. 6H03, it says mahogany obsidian. I made a little biface out of it, and I was wondering what to do this morning. I didn't know what to do, so I just put a couple notches in. Yep. Started out as a teardrop shaped little biface. So instead of offering it in the Brogues and Bifaces box, I napped it into something like an art piece. Yeah, with just little notches. Mahogany obsidian is difficult to work with, but it's one of my favorites, actually. It's better if it's a triple flow variety of a mahogany when it has some clear spots in it. For some reason, it's better quality. It's more flexible. It doesn't snap in half as easily. But I don't think this has clear areas in it. I think this is just straight mahogany obsidian. Yeah. Let's see, what's the length? 2.5. Okay. 6H04. I made this one quickly off camera. Yeah, there's only 2 of them in this auction that are on camera. I made this off camera yesterday. This is like my signature or my logo type arrowhead that I have in my logo. This is not the one I have in my logo, but this is the style that I have in my logo. Right? It's an Edwards with this particular stem and ears and notches. I've made bunches of these, so it's relatively easy for me to make these. So that's why I made this one. Had to make it quickly, so this is what I made. And it is Georgetown flint. I think it's raw Georgetown high grade. Yeah, it does have some translucency. It's kind of a yellowish translucency, even though this is a little bit yellowish as well in the flashlight. The translucency of this particular Georgetown is a little bit yellowish, or it could be just a high grade Edwards Plateau chert, but it looks like Georgetown to me. Yeah. Georgetown comes in different grades and varieties. It all comes from the same area basically, but there's different grades and varieties. All right. What's the length on that? 2 inches exactly. Okay. 6H05. I made this on video. It's a Kakera style point. And a lot of these are distinguished by the notches near the tip. Otherwise, it looks similar to other points, especially further west and into California. These are found in Texas, but similar points are found in California. Yeah, and across the Southwest. But yeah, you can see it on video. You can see all of it being made. There's a little bit of cortex on this side, which is not a bad thing, I don't think. All right. Last but not least, 6H06, box of bifaces and Brogues. Let's see what we got. All right. Most of this stuff is Texas stuff. This was a heartbreaker because I should not have broken this. This is a high-grade obsidian. Very high-grade banded obsidian. That upset me to break this one. I don't know if I missed seeing an incipient crack. See how it's kind of weird on this side? I think I installed an incipient crack and wasn't paying attention and snapped it. Usually what I do is I try to eliminate the crack from one side if I can see it. But for some reason, maybe it was the banding. Can I blame it on the banding? Maybe. I couldn't see the crack, if there was one. It looks like it was an incipient crack that opened up and went across. But it is high grade stuff. You can make a couple arrowheads out of this. It's very nice obsidian. Yeah. This is just, is it a heat treat? I think this might be a heat treat that I messed up. This one was my fault for sure. Oh, I know what I did. I hit a flake from up here near the tip, and it just a little bit of it dived in. See that? You can see that little spur sticking out right there. It dived in right at the very end. Right there. That flake was only supposed to go to about that far, but it shot a little bit further, and it dove in just enough to snap it. Because there must have been some heavy duty bending going on to snap it like that. Yep. It's high grade stuff though. This one I think is raw, and I hit it too hard and snapped it. Yeah, Texas stuff. It's all kind of translucent, this root beerish looking stuff. Yeah, this is a Georgetown or Edwards Plateau chert, one of the two. Biface, I was going to make an arrowhead out of this for this auction, but I ran out of time. These two are just simple bifaces I start the week out with, and I didn't get a chance to finish these. I think this one's on video. Yeah, as one of the ones that I salvaged from the chunky rocks, or the chunks. Yeah, I called them chunks. This is, oh yeah, part of that butterfly from the video. See that? See this side here? That's where this goes. Let's see if I can get it back on there. That's that flake right there. And if you do this, you know, it looks like a moth or something. Yeah. Moth or a butterfly. So I'm going to put this little flake here in this broke some bifaces. It's on video. These two I was going to make points out of also, but ran out of time. I was going to try to make a bunch of points. Yeah, but as time would have it, it didn't get a chance. What was this going to be? I think I was going to make a hohokam style with side notches. Or what do they call them? Snaketown type. 2.5 inches long. This one is a little over 2 3/4. Yeah. High grade Texas chert. Edwards Plateau. I think that's it, right? That's not much in this box. I'll put some other pieces in here just to fill up the box. I think I've got some flakes and stuff I can put in here because the little box is not completely full. You'll get some surprise flakes in there because I'll put enough to fill this up. Okay. All right, rules. I'm not going to read all my cheat notes. These are my cheat notes. I'm just going to go through this quickly. If you're new, this is important. Right, the most important thing is if you're new, I don't have your information, so you need to email me if you win an item in the auction. All right, here we go. These are my cheat notes. There's a better description in the description box below. Okay? There will be an auction every Monday. I don't know why people miss that. I announced that there's going to be an auction every Monday here in the auction, but people still ask, when is it and where is it? It's right here every Monday. Okay, look at my previous auctions to see how they work. That's the easiest advice I can give you. Bid in the comment section. Yep. I will like your comment if I see it. If I don't see it, there won't be a like on it. Ask me, did you see it? And if I don't answer that either, that means I don't see your comments. And it means you're in trouble. You got to try a different way to try to bid. Either use someone else's phone or get on your computer or whatever. Okay? I will like your comment if I see it. Your comment is your bid. Comments and replies, same thing. Some people get confused thinking that if I don't say reply, and they see the word reply on their screen, they're not supposed to click that, or something confuses them because it's not the same word. The comments and the replies are the same thing. So if it says reply, hit the reply button. If it says comment, hit the comment button. You know, you get it. All right. Try not to bid at the last minute. Yeah, it ticks people off, number one. Number two, please be aware that YouTube's time tracker, it's not always accurate. What is YouTube's time tracker? It's a little timestamp on your comment to show how old it is. I use that one to see if you're on time. Okay? Get where I'm going with that? I use YouTube's time tracker, not real time, but YouTube time, to see if you're on time. Okay? It's just something that I have to do because everyone sees the YouTube time tracker. So to be fair, I use that one to announce the winners. Okay? Now sometimes it still doesn't look fair. Just try not to bid at the last minute and we'll avoid these problems. Okay? All right. Shipping is free in the US. Oh yes, free shipping. Everybody likes that. International shipping is discounted, but not free. Yep. I will provide tracking numbers. I accept PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, checks or money orders, or a payment with this paypal.me link that I can provide to you. If all you have is like a card or something. If all you have is a credit card or a debit card, I can send you a link, paypal.me, and then you click the link and you can pay with your card. As far as I know, it's been working well. I used to send out invoices, but for some reason my invoicing isn't working. And instead of trying to take the time or pay the money to get that up and running, I'm just going to use paypal.me. Okay? Winners will be announced at 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're on Central Time, winners will be announced at 8:01, just after 8 p.m. The auction closes at the top of the hour, but it closes at different times depending on your time zone. At Eastern Time, the auction for you closes at 9. On Central Time, the auction for you closes at 8. If you're on Mountain, it closes at 7. If you're on Pacific, it closes at 6. So just pay attention to your time zone when you're bidding. Okay? I wait 1 minute before I announce the winners. And that's why it says 9:01 here. I announce the winners at 9:01, but I close the auction off at the top of the hour. Okay? And that's 9:01 Eastern. You will be notified in the comments section if you are the winner. Please email your info if you are new. Your info is your real name if it's different from your YouTube name, your address, and how you want to pay. Yeah, simple. All right, that's it for the cheat notes. I hope you liked this week's items, and good luck.